Hey guys, back into the video. Week 16, a lot of playoff implications with a lot of these games. Let's get right into them. The Giants at Philadelphia. Giants, they win a playoff spot and they stay in the division with the Cowboys at least until Monday with a win. And I think they get it done in Philadelphia. Look, the Giants, they have not been to the playoffs for a long time. And what better to do to get their playoff spot than in Philadelphia against a team that has had some weird things happen to them. Weird things. What better way? Miami at Buffalo. Now pay attention to Miami. They clinch a playoff spot with a win. There has to be a loss in the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game. A Tennessee and Denver loss. That's a lot of things that have to happen. But in order for that stuff to happen, Miami has to either win or lose. And I think they get it done in the cold stadium of Buffalo. Miami, they want to sweep Buffalo. Buffalo swept them like the past 2 years. Now it's time for them to return the favor. I think they get it done. Now, do the others lose? Not sure. Giants at New England. New England clinches home field advantage throughout the playoffs with a win and an Oakland loss. Now, they win against the Jets. But does Oakland lose? We will see. Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Titans, they win. They stay in the division. Set up a Week 17 showdown with the Houston Texans. But first, they do win against Jacksonville. Jacksonville has fallen off the edge of a cliff. I have been saying that and saying that and saying that. But that's what happened. They just fired their head coach, and they're in for a long, long offseason of finding a new one and trying to figure out whether Bortles is the answer or not. That's important. Minnesota at Green Bay. Green Bay sets up a Week 17 showdown with the Detroit Lions if they win, and they do it. They're playing at home, and Minnesota has struggled since that hot start. It's about as simple as that. Green Bay wins. San Diego at Cleveland. No playoff implication, just does Cleveland stay winless? And I think they do against San Diego. San Diego doesn't want to be the team to give Cleveland their first win. And for Cleveland, they're another team that's in for a long offseason. Now, they are keeping their head coach. Because they said it. This was going to be a rebuilding year. But they have to figure out what they're going to do. If they get the first overall pick, I've heard that they are talking about Myles Garrett. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but still, kind of want to say this. Do they pick him, or do they go with the quarterback? We're going to find out. Or we're going to find out whether they get the first overall pick or not. Washington at Chicago. Washington had a playoff spot, but then they lost to Carolina. I said that was going to happen. Some people doubted me, but they lost. So now they have to stay in it by winning, and they do that. Chicago, that's another team that's pretty much fallen the edge of a cliff, and they're going to be quarterback hunting come this offseason. Now, here's a game that has actual playoff implications, not that Washington, Chicago, or Minnesota, Green Bay didn't, but I mean a team could clinch something. That's just what I mean. Atlanta clinches their division with a win against Carolina and a Tampa Bay loss. I think they get the win against Carolina. I'm not sure. But does Tampa Bay lose? I'll let you know. That's 2 games next. That's 2 games ahead. Sorry. Indianapolis at Oakland. Oakland clinches their division with a win and a KC loss. They do it at home against Indianapolis. Oakland, this resurgence has just been... I don't think anybody saw this coming. They becoming this close to winning the division. Sorry. But I didn't see that coming. I just thought they were going to get a playoff spot. I did not see them winning the division. But now they have a chance to. But does KC lose? I'll let you know. Okay, Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Tampa Bay wins. They set up a Week 17 showdown with Atlanta. And here's why. Because Tampa Bay wins against Atlanta. Well, they win the next 2 weeks. They'll be tied with Atlanta. And Tampa Bay will have a better divisional record. That's how you set up tiebreakers with the division. And Tampa Bay does beat New Orleans. Tampa Bay does beat New Orleans, setting up that Week 17 showdown. And they can't clinch a playoff spot. They cannot. Arizona at Seattle. Seattle has a first-round bye with a win, and a Detroit and Atlanta loss. I've already mentioned Atlanta. I'll get to Detroit. But Seattle does win. At home against Arizona, Seattle, they're ready to get their first-round bye. They're ready to just take the week off and get ready to host the team. Well, they're going to get a home game anyway. They're going to get a home game anyway, but they want to get that first round bye. San Francisco at LA. Both teams have been struggling, and LA beats San Francisco. I know. This was a tough game. It's a tough game, but I think Goff just enough to win the game. I better get this done quickly before I explode. Cincinnati at Houston. Houston wins the game. Like I said, setting up a Week 17 showdown with Tennessee. It's about as simple as that. I'm not going to get into too much detail. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wins the division with a win. They get it done in their own stadium. Baltimore gets knocked out of the playoffs. Sorry. I just can't see Baltimore going to Pittsburgh and beating them. I just can't. Denver at KC. KC gets into the playoffs with a win. They get it done in Arrowhead, sweeping the Broncos. And sitting up for Week 17. It's going to be pretty interesting for the AFC West if this happens. Because Oakland plays Denver, KC plays San Diego. So that's going to be important to see. Detroit at Dallas. Detroit wins the division with a win and a Green Bay loss. Dallas wins their division and home field advantage throughout the playoffs with a win and a Giants loss. With a win or Giants loss. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put or on this thing. Dallas wins. Detroit, it's been a great year, but they were just playing the wrong teams at the exact wrong time. Week 17 showdown at home against Green Bay. We'll see what happens, but at the moment, if this happens, I think Dallas beats Detroit and Dallas gets home field advantage. Alright, I'm done. See you guys next time.